right. Okay. That's a little test thing. All done. Stop testing me. There we go. Okay. Welcome to the stream. How's it going, everybody? Been through a bit of a break. Took about a week since we finished up Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars last time. Pretty good game. Never played it before. We're going to play and get started with something that I also have never played before, and that is Control. Been thinking about doing this one since we finished up Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 I thought was a pretty good game. Liked almost everything about it. And had some very interesting stuff in there that seemed to tie into some of the other Remedy games, including Control. There was the Federal Bureau of Control that kept popping up, interwoven throughout the story. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, that was like the main focus of Control, wasn't it? So I figured I might as well go back, take a look at it, and stream it, because that's kind of what I always intended to do. This game was gifted to me back, oh boy, maybe 2020? I forget when this came out, like maybe 2018, 2019, sometime around there. It was gifted to me, I think, when it became an Ultimate Edition. So we're going to be doing the Steam version. Thank you, Daler, by the way. I appreciate the gift. Only now getting around to it, sort of. Sorry. I did play it when I first got it, and I actually thought it was very interesting, to the point where I was like, you know what, I might want to save this for an actual stream. But especially if it was in 2020, I think was when it was, there was just so much coming out that year in particular that I just didn't have time to stream it, fit it in with all the other stuff that we were doing, and, you know, kind of fell by the wayside, unfortunately. But good thing with the next Remedy game that came out, we, you know, missed it and played through an entire other game that was released well after the fact. It's got me definitely intrigued in seeing what it has in store. I'm interested in seeing what they do, because it seemed like an interesting concept. And unlike Quantum Break, it seems to blend the cinematic, you want to call it that, and the gameplay aspects of the game a little bit better than Quantum Break, which was their game just prior to this one. So, you know, I was a little bit put off by that one in particular, so I wasn't exactly sure if I wanted to step into Control, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to check it out, and let's boot it up. Hopefully things work relatively seamlessly. I do remember when I first played this game, it had some issues. Hopefully those got corrected. I remember having to do a fix for it because it just would not start, but let's give it a try and see what happens. I was also playing it about a week ago, so hopefully that sort of irons out any sort of kinks that might have developed. Let's take a look here. How is everything sounding? Okay, so I can't hear myself. I think the game would be just a tad loud, so I'm going to see if I can knock that down. Yeah, this baby's up all the way at full volume. Let's try 70, and hopefully that'll do. Oh no, the game's freaking out. Wait. Oh no. Okay, well, we might be able to use this opportunity to actually select Control as a game that we want to view on the game capture. There we go. So that should be popping up now. But yeah, it did not play well with tabbing out. Alt tabbing out did not work that well. Let's close the task manager in case I need to pop that back up. Hopefully we can get back into the game without there being any issues. Nope. Nope, it's definitely going to give me more issues. God damn it. Wait. I think we settled it. I don't think it's showing that on stream, but it was basically flickering on and off rapidly. If I was not in a well-lit environment, I possibly could have developed some type of seizure. Fortunately, that did not go through on the stream. But I think everything else is looking okay here. Let's take a look and see what we got with display. Yeah, let's do that. 1440p is good for a render resolution. Don't know if I want to kick everything up. This game used to be considered very, very demanding on GPUs, but that was back, boy, was that when the 20 series cards were out? And I've got a 4080, so hopefully that kind of smooths things out. We'll see. You never know when you're streaming, because streaming and, also recording, which I do, takes up a lot of resources on your PC. Yeah, let's start a new game. Hopefully it works well. Hopefully so. I will say that Alan Wake, despite giving me trouble in a couple instances, worked pretty well. I feel like that was a pretty well optimized game.
This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am.
Let's take a look at a volume check here. To talk over the character for just a sec.
I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
We spotted Adi.
Hello?
Janitor.
Anyone here?
I seem to remember him just vaguely. Again, I played this a little bit when I first got it, maybe about for 2 hours or so. And definitely an impressive looking game, but other than that, I don't remember too much that happened. Since that, actually, you know what? I think the ray tracing was already out by the time I got it, but I think I had like a 1080 or something at the time. I don't know that I had my 30 series cards, so I don't think I was doing ray tracing then, so now that's all a new thing. See all the little reflections and stuff. It's kind of the big thing nowadays, next to the leap in graphical capability. And then trying to think if there was anything else. I guess not necessarily. Again, this game isn't too old. I think it came out maybe in 2019, 2018 at the earliest, but still looks pretty damn sharp. Prohibited items reminder. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issue reminder of prohibited materials, such as Authorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart. Number 2, pencils. That's an interesting one. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept, e.g. rubber ducks, ketchup bottles. Also a weird one. All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. From my understanding, this game and its story and its setting were all heavily influenced, one by, sort of like, again, like television series like Remedy is very keen on doing. The whole Twin Peaks thing permeates Alan Wake. And then we'll get kind of hints of things like X-Files, for instance, with this one, maybe Fringe to a certain extent. There are also still those supernatural elements that you can find in, there's stuff like Twin Peaks, still the whole detective and authority law aspect of it. Did I interact with that? I seem to remember. Maybe not. There being like health stations that you can get. Director Zachariah Trench. That is our bureau at work. Janitor mopping shit up. And head of research, Dr. Casper Darling. We'll see, because I think a lot of the cutscenes, or at least maybe even all of them, with Casper Darling are done in live action. We'll see if we can recognize that particular actor. What's that leaf doing there?
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
Aside from the sort of like X-Files influence, supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not, but a lot of people were saying it at the time, this is also influenced by SCP, which, if you know, the origins, the real origins of that, become its own thing, really. I don't know that it's an IP that anyone has the rights to, because it was a concept that was started online on forums of sorts, and so it probably shall remain. But we'll see a lot of these files and logs with redacted elements, all that kind of stuff, very much SCP. Federal Bureau of Control, attention all, redacted a shark in his redacted, although secure, redacted permission to, redacted following basic protocol, redacted shoot to kill, redacted good luck. Cool. There's some sort of interdimensional shark that's going to be popping up at some point. But there are all sorts of logs up. Bureau of Control, hello. As you should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under section 75.2 of the employee manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Miss Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday, in the annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team. A little bit dark in here, yeah? We had heard them in Alan Wake 2 refer to the clicker,
Hello?
I believe, as a object of power, which is also sort of a similar SCP concept. People think like SCP stuff is all monsters. It's not exactly. It's basically anything that's paranormal. I think the more popular ones are probably monstrous in form, but there's plenty of different things.
Excuse me?
Just like random objects that can affect the world in some fashion.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. you'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, niin Johan on helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I'm starting to wonder if like
Enough
audio
friendship
was
photographs
based
now
off
makes
of
us come off weird. Audie the
Remedy's own
janitor is a
janitor.
friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
He's a little weird. I think by the time we see him in Alan Wake 2, he seems a little friendlier. But he is somewhat off-putting. Very similar looking corridor,
The
but
cell
balcony.
and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
Moi? Maybe I will. Starring Courtney Hope. Oh. That's it for the acting department. Lead programmer Sean Donnelly. Again, credits at the beginning. This is not something that's very usual with video games. Especially this particular style. It almost reminds me of a Netflix series opening. It's like random flashes of things that have, possibly some kind of thing to deal with the game we're about to play, or the series you're about to watch. Also mixed with very ethereal or nonsensical shots. Control.
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan.
Didn't know that.
17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
So key card or something. Security. Messed that up. Pressed it instead of holding it. Reminder, reply, drafting any public-facing material while penning any notifications of death related to Willow AWE. I think it's an Altered World event, if I remember right, in Alan Wake. At first, when I first saw the AWE, I was like, Alan Wake event? It's like Altered World. Please adhere to the following guidelines, words/phrase to use in the service of his/her country. Regret, proud, pride, will be remembered. Words, phrases to avoid. Alaska, scissors, blood/bleed. Loss, apologies, sorry. Yeah, you don't want to mention Alaska. The lock on the thing was so shiny, I thought it was a button we could interact with. Multiple containment breaches detected. Multiple building shifts detected. Building in lockdown, internal lockdown in effect, head of research override, HRA protocol activated. Sound good? We should get flashlight. Old Alan Wake. There are a lot of files. Barbara, I'm not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. Can't trust them, Barbara, not a single one. Trench. Trench was the director, as we noticed. On the paintings, portraits.
Shit. Shit.
Oh.
You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
Guess that's him. Saw him putting a gun to his head in one of the cutscenes.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
All right. We also got our first little glimpse of Darling there. Might not recognize him visually, but you might pick up on the voice. See if we find another cutscene with him. I seem to remember him popping up a little bit during the beginning. Oh. No gun yet. We can melee though. Oh. We already have powers.
The same gun. Okay, now I have a gun.
So it regenerates ammunition automatically when not in use. Good to know. I do remember some of the enemies being a bit bullet spongy. Apparently this gun can be upgraded, and I have heard people talk about certain upgrades being better than others, so it's just something that unfortunately I'm going to have to feel out. But even headshots with these guys, granted this might be oops. This might be for training purposes. Why does this guy not have a waist? But yeah, I still remember a lot of the enemies being a little damaged. That one went down fairly quick. The health did, anyway. Enemies drop health elements from damage, collect health elements to restore health. One would assume.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke.
I did indeed, and you know what else I heard? I heard a raid come in, Mr. Haikiri. Thank you for that raid. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in. Oh my goodness. Oh, you were just playing Alan Wake. Alan Wake 2. How far are you coming along with that? Unfortunately, I did not get to catch any of your stream, so I did not see. But welcome in. How you guys doing? We are playing sort of a prequel to Alan Wake. So if you're coming in from an Alan Wake stream, we're doing some Control. This is another Remedy game. And they also did Alan Wake 2. And this game is within the same universe. They are trying to build their own little shared universe of video games. So this proves somewhat interesting. I'd like to see what exactly all is going on here, because we see a glimpse of the FBC in Alan Wake 2, but not too much. And at the same time, it seems like they're dealing with the situation that has happened here, because we've just seen that the director is no longer with us, and there is a new one about to take his place. Just finished Coffee World. Nice. Let's see. This is Out of Control. Good timing with the name. Welcome in. I appreciate that follow. You're hitting the hay. Yeah, it's a little late. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a late streamer, but thank you for the follow. Thanks for dropping in. Hopefully we'll get to catch you next time. But you guys are awesome. Appreciate all of you. Coffee World was very fun. The shoddy amusement park. That was a fun section. Probably one of my favorites in that game. So hopefully you're enjoying it. I thought I really liked it.
To me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here. Things
As
have quieted down
stands over
outside.
a corpse.
Is it safe to go?
Is there anything we can pick up here, or looks like we could almost go in there. Oh, we do have a map. Interesting. Well, we have a location that we need to get to. I wonder if Audie is going to come in here and clean all this up. It's a very nice looking office. Oh, look at that. It almost doesn't look quite real. It almost looks like Photoshop or something. I will say, I'm glad that they got a handle on the facial capture, because we can see that that's like the actress in a headshot that she has. And then you look at the actual rendering. It's not quite there. When they did the Alan Wake, the original game, the remastered version of that, or remake. Even Wake in that game did not quite look himself. He looked sort of like he got stung by bees. His face was a little swollen. Unfortunately, same thing with Jesse here.
You can't let this happen. 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 You can't let this happen.
Don't let it happen.
You can't let this happen. You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror. Get the fuck away!
Alright. Ooh. I don't know what that is, but we got something. Clearance level. You didn't have clearance level. Okay. Never mind. Oh, I thought they were getting back up. Like, oh shit. We got the gun. Not clearance enough. Oh, you know what? I wonder if we can lift the lockdown from the security room. Let's take a look. Problem with having physics everywhere, and it's very cool, especially when you get to, like, you know, manipulate stuff. Everything just starts like floating and flying around when you bump into it.
Guidance.
It's a little weird.
Reach the hotline.
But it's very cool, especially with like shootouts and stuff like this, where you can just like blast through anything. Another one of these physics playground type level design that honestly hasn't been around as much lately. You know, even in a lot of big shooter type series, you you think of a lot of first-person shooters and stuff out there, everything feels so bolted down. And I feel like a lot of the physics-based engine shooters, you know, stuff like Half-Life 2 in particular is like probably one of the biggest ones that I'm thinking of. You know, that was kind of like a bygone era. It really seemed to be a whole lot of interest in trying to replicate that, where you just have manipulation and control over a lot of the aspects of the level design, a lot of breakable stuff. There are effects and things, you know, you shoot a wall, a little dust cloud pops up or something like that, but you can't actually plow through it. Heard that. For a second, you thought she was going to lose control. Only when I die. Approved terminology reminder. Nope, that's not it. Dinner reservations. Dinner reservations at 7 p.m. Chez Ombre. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at the lobby reception. Remember, she is turning 46. Glad somebody reminded them. What is this? Oh, we saw that. Case file. Service weapon. This is the gun that we just got. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description. Para-utility. The object form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to redact it. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of redacted, probably director, maybe bureau director. The object will determine whether redacted. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dictated by the redacted, though their criteria is unknown. Okay. Seems like the gun might come from somebody that had some sort of authority over the director of the FBC. Background, the object was discovered inside the oldest house, the room that is now used as the director's office. Popular hypothesis, redacted, many forms throughout history. Redacted, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Vaternostra, all weapons that redacted of their wielders. If objects of powers are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, redacted, see Dr. Darling presentation 11.1 for more details. I've played a little bit of this game before. This game was gifted to me by our good friend Daler. And I actually really liked what I played. I only played it for a couple hours, and I thought it would be a good game to stream. But I didn't. I kind of forgot about it. Having finished Alan Wake 2 and seeing that there are various elements that, you know, deal with a lot of the subject material and the stuff that it's based on Control, I thought, boy, that really piqued my interest for that game. So right after I finished Alan Wake, I had to jump on Super Mario RPG because the remake was coming out, but I wanted to get right on this because I thought Alan Wake 2 was so good. I wanted to go back and see, you know, everything else that's connected with it, if there is any connection. And this game definitely is. This is not their first step into, you know, the Remedy as a company trying to create like a game universe, but this is probably the first big step. And I feel like Quantum Break might have been that first step. Maybe even Alan Wake to an extent, although I feel like the original was supposed to be more of a contained story until they thought bigger. But Quantum Break, sort of. The only thing I feel about that one is that since it was not their IP and it's still in the hands of Microsoft, they really couldn't go all out with it. I feel like this one might start playing into it. We'll see if it has any major connection. I think there's a DLC that comes with this game, though, which should be included since it's the Ultimate Edition. That actually directly ties in with Alan Wake, but I don't know for sure. We'll see. For Marshall's eyes only, Marshall, we checked on the suspected AWE in Duluth. Wasn't anything, just like the house fire from before this. This malfunctioning, and the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. My team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake AWEs from the real things. Or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch, next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Sincerely, Special Agent Keenum. This kind of thing you don't see in, like, X-Files too often. when they take a case, ends up being a dud. Apparently there was a clothing dryer that, I don't know, maybe it was rattling too loud or something. Somebody thought it was some sort of freak paranormal experience.
The hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Snag, need to feed your fat. All right, no problem. Examination of paranatural topics, urban legends. Summary. Urban legends are believed to affect creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetypes. We recognize certain redacted, informed by our own redacted, and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially redacted in popular culture using Redacted, our Bureau-made anthology television program. Oh, I wonder if that'd be like Night Springs or something. Once the seeds are shown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranatural phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore, AWEs that only occur on Redacted. A pair of scissors that consume human Redacted through 2 punctures of the Redacted. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through belief. Legends are not just stories for children, they are paranatural realities waiting to happen. For file 4-93-6942 for full report.
The hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy. That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Here, almost like a chanting going on. I'm guessing it's all the people that are floating. How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. Start with the following. Instant death. Welcome in. I appreciate you being part of the raid. Hope you're having a good night. Thank you for joining in. Start with the following. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964 as part of an effort to strengthen government relations. We are proud to serve the United States as her people as we strive, and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of esteemed national infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them these questions. Are you here for someone? Are you from New York City or just visiting? How'd you find this place? How'd you get here? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain this is a secure federal office and that they need to leave. If answers seem redacted, escort them to a private office, or private room, rather. There, perform Gunner's psychological assessment. If their responses are within acceptable range of deviance, see the provided scoring sheet, then redacted immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious. Oh, good. Something to break the tension. Oh, this room. Remember this. This game has some very strong imagery. Call it like cinematography or something like that, too. Fortunately, I think, well, again, I only played a couple hours of this game, but it seems like upgrades and stuff are few and far between. You ain't getting any, like, right off the bat. So, when it comes to, like, some of these stronger enemies, you gotta be careful. We saw that effect a lot
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean?
in Alan Wake 2,
Fix it.
specifically with Wake's ability. When he was writing a scene, or he was seeing like Casey do his little monologues. But it's a neat effect. It's like projecting a video over the game somehow. I'm sure it's very easy to do. It looks cool. It's interesting, a visual, and it doesn't exactly pop up in a lot of games.
Holy shit. You did it. We did it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Are you with us? With the Bureau?
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie? Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting. I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Just visiting. For the director position is temporary.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this...
Hiss?
that works? Somehow the hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah,
I found his body. And the gun. Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
the service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me, saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point, push the hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet. A janitor let me.
You tell me.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the bureau she's a part of. Yes. I can try. I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay.
Started speaking
You with me?
plural like that.
We did it before. Push the hiss out.
That'd be a little weird. Give me a sec on that. Examination of paranatural topics, control points. Summary. Control points are the locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. The appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the redacted arrangement. The surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. Control points are discovered by redacted. Detection of an unobstructed ping using the redacted within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctions or redacted. or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is the control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole. Bot testing has found certain points of the building refuse to be redacted. Word file 7-25-2788 for full report. Okay. Gonna do something here? Oh, look, we have outfits. No, we don't. Okay, so we can use that as a fast travel location if we do find other control points. Might be dead. Oops.
It didn't work. The hiss has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Yeah, well, you live and you learn.
Jesse, over here. We need to make a plan, Jesse.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen, the Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago. The Bureau came in and covered the whole thing up.
Sounds a little out of the ordinary.
I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench, the ghost, or whatever he is, he mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's the head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
Eye out for Tomasi. Also, good old Bakelite. Do people use that anymore? Seems like it was a big thing in the 50s and 60s, or even to the 70s, but not so much after that.
Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the hiss destroy it all.
Loading up that telephone took a lot of resources, I
know this
guess.
is all new to you, so don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know.
Okay, we'll do that in a sec. What is it? Bakelite is like a plastic. It's like a completely synthetic plastic. It was really popular. Like I said, it's kind of like got this retro sort of vibe to it. I feel like through the 50s to the 70s, you probably saw a lot more Bakelite stuff, and sort of has fallen out of usage. I don't know necessarily why. I think it's, I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up and we'll see if I can find some info on it, because I don't want to speak out of turn.
The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow the signs. The hotline should be in the communications department.
Worthless gun material, ugly as sin, specifically when specifically what the Russians made. Well, I don't know about that in particular. I have no knowledge of that, but it was used in like a lot of appliances. Especially you saw like the biggest thing would be phones. I mean, we used to have a Bakelite phone back in the 90s that I think was a holdover. But yeah, it's a very smooth and shiny looking type of plastic. Apparently it's relatively strong as well. I don't know if that's why they tried to use it for guns or whatever, but I generally don't see it too much anymore. According to this little excerpt that I pulled up, it is chemically resistant, so that is a plus, I suppose. Let's get some info while we're here. What is the oldest house? We've been seeing that pop up in a lot of logs.
You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door.
Okay.
Okay.
This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in
Trench
my
guy.
head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis.
That's a very odd way of looking at it, but all right.
But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah. Can you tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Got it. Thanks. Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
I seem to remember thinking at the time when I first played this that the motion capture on the faces were really good. Comparing it to Alan Wake 2's, it's obviously not quite as sophisticated as eventually they got to. We already talked about the renderings of the characters, how they're not quite what the actual actors look like, and I feel like they replicated that a lot better. And finally, were able to get, pretty close to the actual actors, which probably means the facial captures were a lot better too by the time they get to Alan Wake 2. This one, they're still okay, especially around the mouth. I think they capture a lot of little details. You see, like, sometimes, the actor, when they're talking, will purse their lips or, kind of do some sort of movement with their mouth that normally, like, an animator probably wouldn't think to do. But everything around, like, the eyes and such feels a little dead, except for maybe in Jesse's case. So they're still kind of, it's not like a full, perfect and seamless facial capture. And, not that Alan Wake 2's was, but I feel like with that one it was a little bit more impressive.
So
Naturally, of
stop you
course,
from becoming
came out several years after the fact.
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one, it seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
I mean, at the very least, it saved several people, though.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
Couldn't have been all that of ill intent, I would assume. It's like we're opening a loot box or something. Okay. We need to go... God, this is a weird map. I see where we need to go. It's just like the levels of potentially getting there. Ah. Okay, this makes a little more sense.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
We could sneak up on people. How do I... This doesn't feel right. There we go. It's the down button. Switch shoulders.
Yes, it's overpowering here. You don't want me anywhere near it. I'm with you on that.
Guess we ain't going that way just yet. Oh, good. We stashed a crate in the restroom. And letters. Very, very interesting building design. What the hell's going on? I guess that's what happens when you have a building that can shift and manipulate itself on its own. shield. I'm just freaking out there for a second, Jess. Oops. Wait, that's not cleansing. Alright. Looking a little more normal. Clearance level 2. I am the director. I feel like I need all clearance.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Wow. All right, we heard a little bit more of his voice. Do we know who it is?
Communications. We're on the right track.
Here. Oh, this man looks sickly. Can't tell him. It is Matthew Porretta who does the voice of Alan Wake in both Alan Wake games. He does not do the facial capture, as we talked about in Alan Wake 2, especially during the live action segments. You can kind of tell, but the likeness is another guy. I forget his name. Billy or something. I remember. I think is his last name. The guy that does the facial capture and, you know, who visually Alan Wake is based off. It's not the same as the voice actor, but voice actor plays, well, the voice actor plays Darling in this one, and that's his like actual likeness. Probably tell. Unlike in Alan Wake 2, where you had the model for Wake, who was mouthing the words in English basically, and then Porretta doing the dubbing over it. It's the actual actor in this case. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was all right. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got real annoying real fast. Best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, If I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and gun space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade the city planet, and convert the entire population using brainworms, and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots signed me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 2 out of 5. Hopefully we'll have more books to consider later on. That way.
Object of power. Looks like the hiss of latched onto it. We need to cleanse it.
I think I'm gonna shoot my way out of this one. It's the floppy disk. Seems like it's launching a lot more than cups.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in the Bureau seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
No one's, do you hear me? Channel has been changed. Uh-oh. Now we get telekinetic abilities, though. And apparently this is also something like the gun that can be manipulated or changed later on, I suppose with experience, but now we start getting into the other aspect. Kind of like any force ability that you get inside of a Star Wars game. And it may potentially get a little more sophisticated as time goes on. But at the very least, we can pick stuff up and throw it, so it's pretty cool. Gun's still handy, though. Delivered. I wonder if I should be reading those out loud.
You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me get this.
That was a big one. Out most of them with like some sort of gas canister or something. I wasn't even aware it was a thing. Hey, what's going on, Vale? Second raid, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm assuming you were doing Alan Wake 2 as well. Akiri earlier said that he had finished up Coffee World. I'm assuming you're kind of in the same area. Oh. House memory. Oh, shut up. Kind of cut off what you said earlier. Math word puzzles from hell. Oh yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Especially if it's in that section. If it's in the same map where Coffee World was, I remember there was one that was a doozy. I was like sitting on it, pulling up a calculator for. It might not be because I think I had to get a specific tool to get access to that one, so it might be one that you find later. But there is one in that map that is hell. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, we're all doing well here. I hope you're having a good evening. The streams and everything have been going well.
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
Yeah, Watery is the location I was thinking of. There might be a couple there, but yeah, I remember one in particular required a calculator, and then me sitting on it for like 5 minutes in order to like really get it. So it might end up being the same one. Oh, good! Finally, we get
open the door.
Yeah. The hell? What happened to him? Lord. We finally get a clearance level. Here, let's clean this place up. Yeah, sometimes the notes on the actual boxes can be a little tongue-in-cheek. They're funny like that. Like, I have to do math to do this? Ain't that a bit much? Them's breaks. These restrooms you can get into, it's like pitch black in here. Same kind of vocal effects that we hear with a lot of the taken from Alan Wake 2. It's kind of cool that you can see, as a studio, Remedy like develop and build off of one game after the other. This is a very cool room. Look at this. So we're coming up to the spot where I ended up stopping. Masi. I remember, like I said, a lot of the visuals. It's not even necessarily the level design, but the design of the levels. It's not how the levels are laid out, but it's like the look. A lot of very interesting visuals. A lot of stuff that, you know, it almost has like an Art Deco sort of feel to it, mixed with sort of like this weird otherworldly aspect. I ask it to. Haven't played this yet, but you watched some of it and it's incredible. Ah, shit. I get for not pausing. But after finishing Alan Wake 2, and this might be the same for you, but there is a, you know, you'll see aspects of the FBC sort of in Alan Wake 2, which is what this game is about. So after seeing them in that game, I said, oh, I got to check out Control then, because, you know, I was already sitting on this game. I intended full well to play and likely stream it. But after finishing Alan Wake 2, I was like, I definitely have to jump on that one. Yeah, no, I think Remedy is, especially since they're an independently owned company now, because they weren't for a while. But even with even with Quantum Break, I feel like Microsoft let them have, you know, a lot of free reign with the development of their game. But as opposed to, you know, like an EA or other games, you know, that would kind of be under that blanket that are owned by a bigger studio, like EA owns BioWare. And you see a lot of these games, you know, they're just building off of tropes that have already been established. There's not a whole lot of room for creativity. It's just trying to fit the most common denominator. I feel like, you know, obviously you have to start somewhere, and obviously Remedy takes pointers and basic things from other types of games. Playing Alan Wake 2, you know, they feel a lot, that game in particular feels very similar in combat style to Resident Evil remake. But still, the way that they kind of craft their games, create them, the detail that goes into them, you know, that all takes time and a sort of creativity that you're not gonna see with a studio that's just like pumping out games for the sake of trying to make a quick buck. Kind of a pain when they throw little enemies at you like that, but the good thing is that enemies like that are gonna be your only source of help, so best bet is to just try to kill them and move on. Definitely next in line, yeah. Yeah, if you're already at that point, I could see why, because I was getting like that. I'm like, oh man. I feel like they did such a good job with Alan Wake 2 as well. That I was just ready to get into another game of theirs. I'm interested to see what they do with the Max Payne remakes. I know that's going to be the next big thing on their list. And after that, who knows if they're going to do a second Control, or they're just going to jump right into Alan Wake, or if they're going to try a new IP and, you know, still kind of tie it into the whole Remedy universe. But it'll be interesting to see. I need to get some health. You love how they even joke about not being independent for 13 years by making Alan Wake missing for 13 years. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at least they made Control in that time. You know, that was their first, after their disassociation with Microsoft, that was their first major game. But, you know, they didn't have access to the Alan Wake IP. Still don't have access to, like, Max Payne. But, you know, maybe one of these days. Some more health. Rockstar still has it, and Rockstar has done nothing with Max Payne. And, you know, I actually like Max Payne 3. A lot of people say, oh, it's, you know, it's not faithful to the original 2 or whatever. But I thought, you know, it wasn't a great story or anything. It was a good game. But the gameplay in particular was really nice with it. And I would have liked to see another Max Payne, you know, even if it was done by Rockstar. But I mean, it takes Rockstar, what, like 7-8 years to get a game done nowadays? I guess they just don't have the time, even though they got multiple studios. Yeah, Max Payne was pretty good. Oh shit, that's what I was afraid was gonna happen. God damn it, we were pretty damn close too. This game gets a little hard sometimes. Exactly. Unfortunately, they are letting Remedy, because I think Remedy is going to be the developers of the Max Payne remakes. So at least they're letting them work on it. But yeah, when a company just sort of sits on an IP like that and does nothing with it, they basically just hold it so they can get royalties for, you know, sales on ports or whatever. It's just like, do something. Let somebody else take a crack at it. Just put the money up to produce it. You don't have to get involved with the game creation process. It almost feels like it's being held hostage. I mean, the same thing with Alan Wake, when Microsoft had the rights to that. And we're doing nothing with it. And it wasn't until Remedy got the rights back that, you know, the port appeared on PC, and we got the remaster, so I just don't understand the logic behind it. Somebody wants to make a game with it, let somebody do it. I get it, Alan Wake wasn't like a moneymaker, but Max Payne was. Even the third one that apparently everybody hates. That one made a lot of money. Sold a lot of copies. I'm pretty sure it went like greatest hits or whatever on PlayStation. Yeah, that's the most frustrating aspect of it. It's just when they just don't do anything. Like I said, the only purpose is to hold on to those rights so that they can get any royalties or whatever. It's gonna be rough. I need to be a little more aggressive with our main enemy here. Problem is when you shoot stuff, I feel like this happened in Alan Wake as well, but when you shoot something, just like disperse all this gas, makes it really hard to kind of track an enemy. Charge faster. Oof. I headshot at like the last second there.
I have a feeling he'll be back. Let's stay focused. The hotline should be past the mailroom.
It was a moneymaker. How's the buttons? There's nothing. It's very intuitive. I'll just say it. You know, I don't feel like I need to stretch to, you know, feel like I'm mastering the controls. Basically, got your left trigger, or L2, PlayStation, aiming down sights. You can free fire and obviously fire with your R2. Left shoulder button might do something, L1 might do something at some point, but it's got no purpose now. Right shoulder button is to use the telekinesis. You can switch shoulders with the down directional button. Map is up. Crouch is right analog stick button. Sprint is left analog stick button. Jump with X. You have melee with triangle, and that seems to be about it. I don't think there's any other controls that I need right this second, unless something gets introduced. But, you know, like I said, it's pretty intuitive.
Alberto Tomasi, head of comms.
What's up with him? Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. Alberto Tomasi. Did Alan Wake come out at the same time as Red Dead Redemption? I don't remember that. That was bad timing. Yeah, I mean, it could have been. I feel like it's got a strong cult following, but maybe the fact, I mean, Xbox 360 was on top at the time. So I was going to say maybe the fact that it was a console exclusive, but because I don't think it even got ported to PC or anything, but it definitely wasn't on PlayStation. But that might have had something to do with it, but it wasn't, yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of money because it was definitely open-ended, and had it been successful, I feel like Microsoft would have put the money down to produce a sequel, but it didn't make a whole lot of money, and then they didn't want to do anything with it after that. They released the DLC American Nightmare, but you know that was hardly a full game. The DLC was already slated, like the natural DLC, the 2 expansions for the original Alan Wake were already slated to come out when the game was released. That wasn't done after the fact like American Nightmare. So yeah, I mean, disappointing. 13 years to get a sequel out, but at least they did, and at least it was really good.
Down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what are the odds an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? So, good luck,
Oh,
huh?
shit. I bumped that with my leg.
Hey, are you still recording this?
God damn, Jess. We need to shoot the recorder. Feeling like they're sorry they didn't bet on the horse. Totally game of the year material. I feel like it is. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what the sales are for Alan Wake 2, but it seems like it's had not only a lot of positive buzz, but just a lot of buzz in general. Like, I'm almost feeling like the way people were talking about Alan Wake 2, you know, during and prior to release, it almost feels like it was a AAA game, which it wasn't. Most certainly not. But like the buzz that it had, the amount of it, I feel like was that of a AAA game. But, you know, I don't know what the sales are. I don't know if being, especially on PC, again, being exclusive to a particular service, that being Epic, I don't know if that dissuaded a lot of buyers. Well, I guess we'll find out, but I do really hope that they ended up being successful with it this time around, because, yeah, it was a really well-made game. It's at the Butte, AWE 17, event summary. Spate of disappearances was traced to a home city of Butte, where Bureau and agents discovered a translocated light switch cord. Interesting. Event response, Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at, redacted, which has been connected to a total of redacted disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. While searching a closet, an agent pulled a light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull a cord in order to replicate the effect. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house, redacted days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. Light switch cord in the Butte's home closet disappeared during the incident. Seems to have exploded, in your opinion. Even added to the sales, getting people who didn't know Alan Wake was to buy the previous ones, spin-offs, etc. Hopefully so, but yeah, I did notice on Twitch a lot of people streaming the remake. I know you guys did too, but other people in general. I know. It would have been nice. I still have to catch up with Survivor Series, Ikiri. I'm still watching it. I've been so busy. I've just had other work to do, but I haven't fully finished Survivor Series. I think I've only gotten to the second match. I watched what I stopped on was Gunther and no. It wasn't a spoiler. Are you kidding me? I saw that as soon as it happened. No, it doesn't matter at this point. It really doesn't. I mean, that was huge news. I mean, maybe sort of expected, because what else would have happened? But yeah, Punk returning.
The hotline can't be far now.
Oh, Tony Khan's got to be spinning in his grave. I don't do it often, but every time I take a peek at AEW to see what happens, that company is such a shit show. And just everything that happens, you know, big thing with the WWE is just like such a slap to the face of AEW. It's hilarious in a way, because they're not, I mean, it's failure on such a level. it's astounding. They could hire Ryback. Ryback's been begging for a job for what, like 10 years now? Nobody wants, even AEW doesn't want him. That's pretty sad. Even Impact, or what's going to be TNA soon, nobody wants Ryback. He ain't coming back to WWE, especially with Punk in there. Didn't he injure Punk at some point? And they've had bad blood ever since. But hey, you know, good for Punk getting in there. He's not my favorite wrestler, but he had such a shit time at AEW, and to go to WWE at this point is like a major thing. Thought Cody was big. This is even bigger, I feel. But especially with because, you know, Cody didn't even leave on necessarily bad terms. Punk did, and it was such a blowout. Like, all that blowback, and Tony Khan being like afraid for his life and everything, and just blowing everything seemingly out of proportion. I don't know. It's just funny how things worked out. So I'm interested to see what happens for sure. But yeah, I got to catch up with Survivor Series. I know he popped up on Raw tonight, so I got to watch that too. But it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. I'll definitely be keeping my eyes open, you know, even more so than usual. Yeah, karma might be coming into play here. Might not believe in it, but it's like, you know, you could see some sort of ripple effect happening. I have not seen that. His comments on Jade Cargill. I'm gonna have to take a look for that. A lot of people talking, you know, in and out of the company right now, and very interesting time. Very, very interesting. So, I don't know. I can never leave wrestling. It's like, sometimes I get bored with it. Sometimes I, you know, fall out of interest for it for a sec, but nothing like it. You never have like this much like public airing of grievances within a company like anywhere else. So yeah, very interesting times. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that was the wrestling portion of the stream. Hotline security log. All visitors must checked in. Looks like the only ones coming in here are Director Trench, and then Bill Everett, who's a custodian, and Carol Bishop, who's a custodian. So somebody's got to come in and clean this place up. You can tell me what he said, though, if there's like any comments. I don't know, you know, even if I doubt it's like storyline spoiler or anything.
Hotel and casino. Dream logic. The light switch cord. Door marked with the black pyramid.
All right. Is the light switch cord?
Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them, like something recognized from a dream.
That was interesting. And this was even installed on an SSD. Alan Wake 2 had to be installed on an SSD when I put it on, installed it on PC. And half of the reason I was thinking about that is because you have so many changing levels, landscapes, like instantaneously. Like even loading up, you know, the Mind Palace or Wake's writer's room. You know, it's a different map that has to be loaded up instantaneously. So I can get why it has to be on an SSD, but they were able to do something like that with this. Maybe it's not quite as drastic of a change. Kind of was, but, you know, instantaneous. Also, hold on. Inverted pyramid room. Oh, okay. Hey, wait a second. We saw that the spiral in Alan Wake 2. That is on Alan's writer's room door. There are other symbols too, which is very interesting. That looks like the what is it? That one nebula. The eye one.
Hello? Anyone here?
Commander. Audie, you in there? Ringing the service bell opens up different rooms. Let's take a look. What we got going on in here? It's like one of the, what is this anyway? Pacific Northwest, Wonderland. It still might put it kind of like in Alan Wake territory. Lassen Volcano National Park. See America, Texas. What did that say? Braniff International Airways. Okay. I thought it said Braniff Always. And I'm like, what is Braniff? Visit Nevada, State of Freedom. Is that what they call it? Huh.
The key has a black pyramid on it.
Okay. Very nice lighting in here. Something about this game's lighting engine feels so really soft. It reminds me of some of the better aspects of like Red Dead Redemption 2's lighting engine, which I thought was really good. To this date, I still might consider that one of the best visually looking games. Looking at the poster? Oh, yeah. Oh, you do. Okay. Interesting. All right. Somebody gonna answer that damn phone? Hotline Seashell is a transmitter badge. Directors can call the board long distance. Okay. Hotline will allow you to contact extra-dimensional entities. Seems dangerous. Supposed to avoid that, maybe. I tried shooting it, I tried throwing shit at it, nothing works. Oh, the phone's still ringing. Okay. Well done, dial director. You can contact us. Hotline collectibles menu. We expect compulsive weekly calls.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
Again, people that weren't here when I explained it before, that is Matthew Paredes. He is he's acting in live action, not a video game form, but he's the voice actor for Alan Wake. But that's like what he actually looks like, because he only provides the voice for Alan Wake. He does not provide the likeness. The likeness is provided by that Billy guy.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
I have it. The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
All right, let's get back to Emily.
People
and yes,
react.
Director Trench, now that we can actually hear him, because we've heard him kind of muffled, but that is James McCaffrey, who does the voice of Max Payne and Alex Casey in the new Alan Wake 2 game.
Strongly when I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
And that one's a little weird to me, especially if they were... I don't remember if they had gotten the rights back necessarily by this point for Alan Wake, but they might have been planning for it. I don't know. I still think it's a little bit weird that they use such an iconic voice. Again, I don't know if they had planned on doing their Alex Casey character by that point, but still, to use him as like two sort of major characters within their own little shared universe is kind of odd. Butte AWE-17 details, according to their testimony, the agents have been transported from Butte home to a roadside motel named Ocean View Motel and Casino. Ocean View? Yeah, that was in Alan Wake 2. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside the room, they were transported to the oldest house. Disappearances of the home's owner and the other locals, Butte, have been attributed to the light cord switch. Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. At time of writing, redacted light cords have been found in the oldest house, located in the redacted and the redacted sectors. These all access the Ocean View Motel, though how exactly this link operates, redacted, but initial hypothesis center on the Butte AWE as a redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 24.3 for more details. I would, but those particular ones haven't been showing up. Oh. We are back in the director's office. How interesting. Bureau funding to all executive staff. I know there's some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budgets. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. Our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the U.S. Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us, if we weren't even there. The nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the Federal Bureau of Control. That was something I was wondering. I was wondering if they're an official branch of the U.S. government, but it seems like even though they operate as such, they probably do so without the government actually knowing about them. So, I don't know. Weird situation. Interesting, though. There's level 4. Jesus. A lot of post-it notes around there. Oh, yeah, this is exactly where I need to go. Let's keep my eye open for particular clearance level areas. Examination of paranatural topics, objects of power, and their para-utility. Summary. Objects of powers are unique in their capacity to grant certain individuals paranatural abilities. We call these individuals para-utilitarians. The potency of these abilities depends on the para-utilitarian. I have to get used to some of these like terms and names that they're using. Using the redacted object of power as an example, some para-utilitarians can achieve a throw distance of redacted, while others are only capable of as little as redacted. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. What exactly determines an individual's paranatural competence is unknown, but it is largely believed that some redacted exists within the body and that, like all muscles, it can be exercised. To continue my analysis, I've officially requested access to the Northmoor records, considering he's one of the most accomplished para-utilitarians the Bureau has ever seen. Dr. Darling is still considering this request. Refer to file 8-54-1982 full report. I wonder, did they ever... I feel like they might have called Alan Wake a para-utilitarian. Maybe. But he would kind of fit the bill, though, right? Because his writings affected reality. And he used the writer's room and, in some fashion, the light switch to do that. So I feel like he would. I don't remember specifically. You think so? Okay. I think they might have, but I don't remember for sure. There's a lot of little finite details that I'm probably not going to pick up on. Oh, no, shit. That's where they came out of. Now we need to go in here.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms, the hiss? Sorry.
Sorry, let me walk over you for a second.
Emily?
Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 1, confidential. Summary. Initial encounters of the entity known as Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade, corrupt control points, alter items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Kind of feels like the Dark Presence as well. So I wonder if there's some sort of connection there. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. Only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. It could indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Miss Faden herself. She is able to cleanse, quote-unquote, material and organisms of Hiss corruption, which has the ability on a Hiss-corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work to be done. Refer to file redacted for full report.
Let's talk.
Of course.
Get down to your level.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown.
Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the Hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself.
Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
I could have sworn I remember there being dialogue options, like you could choose to speak on things or not, but I might just be thinking of, like, when you're asking questions, not necessarily branching dialogue paths. Is that? It's like a Mako reactor or something from Final Fantasy VII. Interesting stuff. You know what? I probably should look at this. See if we have any mods. So we got some weapon mods and stuff. Rate of fire boost or damage after kills. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Those the only two? I think so. Personal mods. Interesting. Energy boost, launch energy cost, health recovery per element pickup. Not bad. Health recovery per element pickup again. One is 23. One is 23 and one's 25. Let's get rid of the 23 one. Oh, and one's 20. Let's get rid of that one too. Launch energy cost, energy in and of itself. I don't know, energy costs seem, I don't know. I guess it depends on how much energy gets taken when we use the launch. It seems like a lot, but I don't know if 8% is going to affect it more than building up 5% of the overall energy. Those would require mathematics with factors I don't know about. So, I don't know. I guess I'll do the cost one. I don't know what those are. See if she has anything to say. Looks like she might have some new dialogue.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi. Oh, no, you don't. Well, never mind then.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
Certainly don't have any now.
Do you hear that? Someone's singing. Where's it coming from?
It's a little weird, but all right. No, I do not hear that.
Singing. Sounds like it's coming from the elevator.
Oh, now I hear it. It's Audie.
Hope has asked us to document the hiss incantation.
I don't know where the elevator is. Oh, you can walk around with the map still up. That's interesting. What is this? The jukebox. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. There was a jukebox in Alan Wake that apparently had some sort of hiccup on it. I forget exactly what it did. I know the note had referenced something about someone playing a song over and over again, but that might have been the hiccup. Like maybe it played it on its own. There we go.
Word, meet me in the maintenance.
You got it, Audie.
Like I said before, the janitor is a friendly face.
Hard cut to menacing janitor. I mean, that face is a lot of things. I don't know if friendly is one of the words that I would use to describe it, but I think we know he's all right.
The maintenance sector is the janitor domain. If I can find Ahti here, he can help me reach the override. Maybe it was you who got me into the oldest house with the lockdown on. Maybe it was Ahti. It felt like he made the elevator appear that took me to Trench's office. Is Ahti guiding me too?
Everybody's guiding you. All these pipes and shit. Oops. I fell down pretty damn far. This was reality. I might be dead. Shit. Yeah, one's not cutting it. Security clearance level 1.
The directorial override is right there, in the control room. How do we get there?
The gameplay and everything is fine with this game. I've been enjoying it so far, but I think what's been taking the cake is the visuals. Again, it's not even just like level design, it's like visuals of everything. So unique. Cleanse it. Black Rock Quarry, Black Rock Processing, Ventilation, Janitor's Office. No. Well, Ahti was calling out to us, so maybe we should go to the janitor's office first. I didn't mean to pick up my cover. Whoa, 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 whoa. And again, sometimes enemies feel a little damage spongy. I feel like headshots are really the ticket. But I do like the damage reaction from the enemies. Some of it feels like, you know, you can do a little bit of limb damage. Maybe not, but you know, you hit them in the legs sometimes and they'll stumble. But, you know, doing something like that could open up an opportunity to hit a clean headshot. So, it might not be as sophisticated as a Metal Gear, for instance, but a little more detailed than some other games. Huh. He's standing in that exact pose.
Well done. You got the job. It's place for congratulations. Yippee, saatana. It happened in the last drop. I truly need an assistant.
Funny thing is, I've been a janitor. I'm more at home in that role than as the director. Only Ati here seems to see that.
Yeah, hi, Ati. Look, we need to get the lockdown lifted, otherwise I can't get to the other sectors. Can you help me get to the override?
Yes, yes. Easy peasy. It's just around the corner. But first, we need to get you working. Very small, couple of hours job.
Something tells me it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah. You think there's a dog buried in this? I can tell you are not yesterday's Krause's son. That's why you'll make a great assistant.
A lot of good expressions.
I'll hit the facts on the table. Mä kyllä sanon perkele suoraan, että this house has a vermin problem. A bad one. They've already messed up the cooling pumps. And the power generators of a power plant, perkele. And the pensioner inside is starting to feel the band around his head tighten. The situation needs to be fixed before the plant blows up. And we all disappear like a fart in Sahara.
Trying my best to keep up with this. Fix the coolant pumps and the power generators, otherwise the power plant will blow.
But don't you worry. I've left you clear instructions. You'll catch the end of the thread before I go to my vacation. The work's on the task board here. You can do later, when you have time.
Vacation? Right.
Yes, no one's gonna cancel my holiday or seat's gonna rattle. But don't worry at all. You'll take care of it and soon this crisis gonna be last winter's snow. You better go now, so you don't have to run with your head as your third leg. The door in the back leads to the plant.
The door in the back.
Ah.
That's great. Thank you, Ati.
Adi might have the best facial capture of anyone in the game. Even our main character here. I mean, that might just be because of the subject matter of the face at hand, but even still.
Burn it all. Burn it into a reindeer. Not into a goose.
Mod shatter recoil. Wish I had more slots. I guess we'll get that eventually. Exclusive to shatter. Okay, that must be a weapon modifier or something. We had like a different weapon mode. I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't have access to it yet. What's going on? The camera's shaking, like almost like you're watching a TV with someone banging on the platform it's sitting on. Oh. Okay.
Ugh, this place makes me nauseous.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one.
An object of power. How do you think it got down here?
I don't know, but it almost seemingly sought you out.
A carousel horse. Why is kid stuff always so creepy?
These kids are creepy. Know this by now. E to evade. Oh, a new ability. Uses a power, but... Oh, did I die? use it in midair. That's nice. What is going on? I'm trying to draw my weapon and... Oh, wait. I think my mouse was getting hit or something. Maybe that's what was like making the screen shake. Yeah, it's a problem with PCs. It's like even if you're using a controller, old enemies are immune to just attacks. All right. If the mouse or the keyboard gets touched, that still overrides any control.
Let's see the Hiss keep up with me now.
Alright, I'm down for new abilities. It's so bright. Cool. No explanation for that thing. I feel like we need a Darling video or something. Oh. Oh, I could not tell what they were saying, and there's no subtitles apparently.
Drawing the pyramid.
The what?
The pyramid.
What's a pyramid?
The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane.
Airplane?
Astral plane. It's big, white, and empty. Or is it? It's a weird, crazy alien dimension. The white goes on forever. You can get lost in all that white and never find your way back home.
I miss my home.
Okay. Well, I was gonna sit through it. Fortunately, it wasn't that long. We sat through all of what was it, Nightless Night, that Tom Zane film in Alan Wake 2, which was like a good close to 10 minutes. I'd have to feel. So I'm prepped for anything unless it's a Quantum Break live action cutscene. Ooh, coffee break.
Okay, so what happens again if that thing blows up?
Power. Explosion. Too much. Director's duty. Keep the lights on.
Okay. Oh. So bright over there, I thought there was a path, but I guess it was just leading us to the elevator. why I hit that button. Arish escaped Object of Power. Object of Power escaped the Panopticon a couple weeks ago. They want everyone to keep an eye out for it. If anyone sees a merry-go-round horse zipping around the sector, alert me immediately. Do not try to contain it on your own. Definitely don't bind yourself to it. Security Chief Simon Arish. We got it now. What are these? I was wondering if they're like little floor cleaners, but I think not quite a pallet jack, but some type of moving shipping vehicle. Tennessee power plant. Oh. You are not hissed.
It's dangerous out here, lady. Go see Chief Arish. He's just inside. He'll help you.
No. Arish, not Arish. Well, at least there's still people. Oh, there's a shelter here, too. Ritual impulse. Let's see. Launch energy cost -8. Energy +6. This will get rid of the energy +5 one. Kind of sucks that these are like randomly dropped though, because it seems like we're getting quite a few that aren't that great. But maybe that means I've just gotten really good ones right off the bat.
Hey, are you new? Go talk with Chief Arish in the security. He's in charge here.
All right.
Hey, Chief Arish, happy.
They all have HRAs. We're on the same side.
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm here to perform the directorial override to get the lockdown lifted.
Yeah, Chief Arish, FBC Security. I'm just... Oh, hang on, you're the new director. It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Let's skip the formalities, please.
Right. Faden, ma'am. Look, as you can probably tell, it's a bit of a shit show down here. We've been holding our ground, but whatever's gotten into our buddies has them wrecking the coolant pumps and the power converters. The NSC keeps overheating, and my crews keep getting shot before they have a chance to make any repairs.
NSC?
Oh, sorry. Bureau jargon. It's what we call the power plant. You know, the big rumbling metal thing? Salvador, head of security, asked me to protect it in case of an attack. See, what's inside is dangerous. Dr. Darling seemed to know it would be a target.
Darling? He's here?
No, he came down a few days ago, before everything went to hell. He was out of it. Smelled like a bar mat. He was ranting about vulnerabilities and how he only had one large-scale HRA, but that he needed it somewhere else. Still, at least he gave us these personal HRAs before he left. Hey, did I mention that he was tearing his clothes off? Crazy dude.
Darling knew the hiss was coming.
Listen, I love playing 20 questions as much as the next guy, but we have got to get the water and electrical systems repaired before this baby blows. I'll have my guys unlock the doors out of here for you.
I'll take care of it. You stay and keep the hiss away from the plant if you can.
The hiss? That's what we're calling him? Oh, that's catchy. Oh, listen, the radios aren't working, so if you find my boss Salvador out there, could you please ask him what the plan is? I'm sure he will have one by now.
I'll keep an eye out for him.
He sure has a lot of faith in his boss.
I was gonna say he's probably turned by now. We'll see.
Try to stay alive.
Hopefully you got one of the HRA things. Hey Simon, I got your message. Yeah, if someone in the sector is asking about Ati, just tell him you'll handle it and leave it at that. Under no circumstances should any personnel intervene with his day-to-day routine. I told you everything I know about him, so you could better deal with his odd habits. But yes, it's still very much a classified matter. Also, I saw your report about the quarry worker who wandered into the Foundation. Detaining him was the right move. We'll figure out what he saw before we decide on next steps. Cheers, Lynn. P.S. In case you hadn't noticed, something is up between Trench and Darling. I know this isn't your strong suit, but try your best to stay out of it. I'm thinking Adi might be a house native.
Blockages in pipes.
Might have come from here.
When the converters and coolant pumps are working again, we should be able to get this baby back down to a safe temperature. I hope.
What do you know about the hiss?
Not much, only what I've seen. Well, they use the same tactics that Marshall and Salvador taught us, which makes me think that the hiss haven't completely erased the people inside, which is a pretty fucking horrible thought. Or they're just using whatever they find in their victims' heads. In any case, they are really eager to get inside the power plant.
Why do you think that is?
Shit, I don't know. They want to make my life harder?
What do you do here, Arish?
Security chief of the maintenance sector. I make sure all the weird shit down here doesn't bother the maintenance crews. Learned everything I know from Salvador. The best security agent this bureau has ever seen.
And you like your job?
I love it. You know, everyone thinks that maintenance is the lowest rung on the ladder just because we fix pipes instead of writing memos, but I gotta be honest. These are the bravest people in the goddamn building. I'm proud to work with them.
I've done a few odd jobs with these kind of folks. They say what they mean. I like that.
What exactly is the power plant?
Listen,
A
I only
plant
know
that
what Salvador
powers
told me, but I know it generates all the electricity for the Bureau, and it's got two very simple rules. Rule 1, keep it below a certain temperature. Rule 2, don't ever, ever open it. Oh, and 3, it's classified, so I shouldn't ask.
Sounds like secrets are standard operating procedure around here.
Oh, yeah. It's all part of the job.
What do you know about the service weapon?
Not much. That thing is director only. Salvador told me by the time he saw Trench use it. Sounds like that gun can do some serious damage. Yeah, I did see pictures of it once, though, and it looks different to that thing you're carrying. You modded or something? It's new.
Is new a good thing?
Given the circumstances, I'd say new is our best bet.
I'd like to know what it looked like before. They were talking about other potential objects of power being like Excalibur and whatever else they listed there, so, I mean, wonder if it changes based on the user or based on the time or whatever, but sort of interesting to think about.
Do you know this Ati guy?
Of course. He's my favorite coffee break buddy. Dude has got some crazy stories. He probably knows more than anyone else around here, if you can make sense of what he's saying.
Any idea where he's from?
I'm guessing Sweden.
He's from where he's from. Look, there are just some stones that are better left unturned, you know?
Is that it? I think that's it.
I should be going.
Right. You got a lockdown to lift. What's your read on all this?
Energy conversion's well below the acceptable.
Well, I appreciate you, Hakiri. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you very much for the raid as well. Hope you have a good night. I do appreciate the lurk. I will probably see you in one of your streams, but you take care. New control point. I always feel bad when I like either accidentally throw one of these things or knock it over or something. I feel like that probably disrupts the control point somewhat. Coolant pumps, energy converters, central maintenance, NSC control room. I would have to assume that we're going after the control room. Seems like there's might be a couple different options. Places we could go to, but yeah, I guess we gotta hit up all of them though. Maybe. Actually, maybe not. Oh shit. Oh god. Ooh. What was that? There's a flying one. the one guy that we fought, the boss in the mail room. Oh, Jesus. He stayed down for a while after executing that move. Jeez. Not something I was expecting. Oh, no worries. Welcome back, Vale. A couple smite matches with the mom. One win, one disaster, but you take the win. Take a win where you could get it. I feel the same. Oh, maybe there isn't more than... No, there's several rooms. Essential maintenance and energy converters. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of online gaming. Usually more of a single player type person, but you know, I do feel thankful when I can eke out a win. Shit. Oh. Where the hell did you guys come from? Oh, great, yeah. Can't throw my stuff through the doorway, it's too wide. Don't blame me, trolls and glitchers, just about any PvP game. Yeah, I see a lot of it. I mean, it's always kind of been a thing, but I do feel like it's easier to do that type of shit now. What is that? The mushroom room. Shoot those things. They appear to be explosive as well. Yeah, and especially with stuff like crossplay too. Oh god. Maybe we shouldn't go in there. Because, you know, obviously it's easier to cheat on like a PC game, but anything that's got crossplay, PC players might be able to exploit glitches or even just straight up cheat and use it against other people that, you know, obviously are at a disadvantage. Oh. There we go.
It's fried up. You need to fix it before the old Twig pants inside the plant has a shit.
I see energy converters. Thanks for letting me know where I am, but I do have enemies in the area. What the hell? Maybe I was just a bad shot there, but even still, I feel like there was a couple shots that I should have been able to hit. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's read a log while we're getting shot at. It's always been there, but anything now that consoles become more like mini PCs in their own right, it comes from all sides. That's true, that's true. I have even seen some people implement things, or you could even like download any console that's got internet connection. Or that, well, maybe not internet connection per se, but any console that has like access to a web browser, for instance. That's the big downfall, because you got a web browser, you can download anything, get whatever you want. So that is true. I feel like for the layman, that's a little hard, still harder to do on consoles, but definitely possible. Utilization of paranatural elements, munitions testing on Object of Power 22, aka Home Safe. The safe object of power can produce a barrier using objects or material from its immediate vicinity. See OOP 22 case file for more details. Bureau Rangers were given permission to employ heavy weaponry against the para-utilitarian bound to this object in order to gauge the barrier's durability. redacted and redacted velocity ammunition were tested with redacted results. Testing will continue after redacted. The safe object of power is clearly a viable candidate for use in combat response scenarios. Allowing para-utilitarians to participate in altered engagements would be an advantage worth considering. Refer to file 8-53-8367 for full report. See if I can rip that cover off so it can make it easier to hit him, but throwing shit at him, pretty good too. I just feel like I could rip that cover off. I want to do it, but I can't. I gotta say, I think if I had any complaints, which I don't really, but the music is probably the weakest aspect of this game. I don't even think it's necessarily bad, but, you know, I was noticing it during the cutscene. It's a lot more evident in the cutscene because it actually, you know, when they're trying to show off something, it has somewhat of a melody. But during combat and everything, it's just like beats, rhythm. Not necessarily a bad thing. I do like how it sort of slows down or picks up depending on, you know, if there's an immediate threat or not. But at the same time, I don't know. When it comes to video game soundtracks, I feel like themes and melodies are something that resonates with me a lot stronger than simple rhythm. Control room. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to actually hop up on top of that. Wait. Ah, crap. Nope, not that. Oh, good. Huh? Shit. There were even power cubes up here. All excited. I was able to rip that one from the downstairs. Maybe there is you know, yeah, there is. Oh shit. I accidentally plowed through the platform there. That's not good. Oops. Oh no. Oh no. Does that just outright kills you? You don't get a chance to respawn or anything? Shit. That means we're going to respawn at a control point, but that might also... that might reset our progress with the enemies. Oh, it did. God damn it. play aggressive. Shit, that was the case too. There was a power unit here, I just didn't recognize it at first.
Now let's fix the pumps and water flow.
Oh, hey, at least it saved my progress with the generators. Or not even, I guess this is the full generator, but like the other power supply spots. Snug it. Learn my lesson. I ain't jumping down there again. Okay. Apparently there's still an enemy floating around here. There he is. Since the music was still going off. See what's inside the shelter. Another ritual impulse. Yeah, there's a lot of these materials, but we haven't seen anything to actually, you know, configure them into something. At least I don't think. Evade energy cost, launch energy cost -8. Energy +6. Health recovery 25%. That's actually pretty good, actually, now that I think about it, but I think if I'm careful, I'm not going to have to worry about that too much. Problem is, I'm not always careful. Got plenty of weapon mods, but they all seem to be other weapons or other weapon configurations. I think eventually the service weapon, you can change its form or something. Basically has a different effect. We've seen just from the names that the modifications refer to them as, like one of them is Shatter or something. So, I don't know. It sounds like it might be a shotgun or something to me.
Power cut. Replace the parts.
I don't like that sound.
Well, I guess we'll go figure out what lies beyond the rest of these doors. So many restrooms in this place. You're never too far away from a restroom at the FBC. The other thing too is, and I know this was one of the first major games that utilized ray tracing, but everything is so shiny. Everything reflects. Reflections are everywhere. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted agent confidential. Now this is interesting too. I wonder what the deal is with these reports, because the term Hiss came from Jesse, right? Because nobody knew it was called Hiss before. So I find it weird that like all these logs and stuff will just refer to it as Hiss. But anyway, the Hiss manifests in human hosts in numerous ways. Most common and least intense form is seen through many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. Hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. Most notable distinction from an unaffected human is the fact that they levitate. These Hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantation ad infinitum. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the Hiss corruption, like spores or Wi-Fi boosters. Or are they cocoons, preparing to enter the next stage of evolution? When attacked, Hiss agents disappear, perhaps entering a state of invisibility or undergoing a transformation into a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file redacted for full report. You did notice that? The reflections? Yeah, again, you know, it was the first major instance where ray tracing was really a thing that they were pushing. I feel like there's a little bit more balance now with games that utilize it, but boy, they just like slap that ray tracing reflections on everything. I mean, it's a cool effect, but, and I guess I could give it a pass considering this is basically like a supernatural building, but still. It's like you walk around most places, unless it's like really fancy or something, and everything is the wax polished, you're not going to see that many shiny reflective surfaces around. Yes, and that's kind of what I was hoping for too. You know, having played Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, and then seeing, you know, sort of the things that sort of line up with those games. There might even be a couple things, from my understanding, that line up with Quantum Break too. Unfortunately, I haven't played all that game, but for people that have, might be something to look out for. That's not it. Where's that log? Oh, here it is. Tennyson report warning. Listen, Trench is on the warpath about the Tennyson report thing. He wants to know who wrote it, and he wants to know yesterday. Whoever did this is going to get crucified. I don't know if it was one of you guys, and I don't want to know. I'm not super keen on leading a witch hunt, so tell everyone in the sector to keep their heads down. Best not to be on anyone's radar right now, you know? I tell ya, not even counting all the weird shit we deal with, this place is downright hostile work environment sometimes. Hey. Yeah, no, I don't think it's detracting, but it might even lend to the atmosphere, but it's not detracting or distracting, but it's still noticeable. There's just a lot of it. Everything's very shiny. That's interesting. Very good lighting, though. This game has an excellent lighting engine. And again, I thought Alan Wake 2 as well had a good lighting engine. I wonder if, I don't know what they're using. I don't know if this is Unity 5 or what. But it looks very good. What's going on here? You skipped Quantum Break because at its time it didn't necessarily impress you, but you're the same now. You'd like to go back and see any Easter eggs. Yeah, and I think that's what would get me to play it. I don't know that I'd stream it just because of like the cutscenes and stuff, although I have heard from some people that like the big live action cutscenes and stuff aren't necessary. You don't really need to watch them to get everything that's going on. I've seen some gameplay clips of Quantum Break that look really neat, though. So even just like from a gameplay perspective as well, I feel like it might garner a second look, even without the promise of there being like Easter eggs and stuff. But apparently that like talk show and everything in Alan Wake 2 that has a lot of tie-ins with Quantum Break. I didn't even consider that, but just like, yeah, that was a little violent. I could just like break through certain walls. Create myself a new path. Is that where I needed to go? I feel like that's where I needed to go. Maybe not. Something pointing out over in this direction. Okay. I can't go that way, obviously. So we'll try something else then. Huh. Oh, wait a sec. Okay. Maybe the service weapon has something to do with that. They're like these points. Okay, yeah, that got rid of the barrier. Points that you could shoot at, destroy, open up the doorway. Field training actor complaint. I'd like to file my formal complaint, reply the unauthorized use of my voice in a state of quality that I did not agree on. The fact that they were planning to use material from what I thought was a rehearsal was not communicated to me at all. Had it been, I would have disallowed the use of my recordings. I want the use of the Ranger Field training course recorded messages to halt immediately. I will not stand for this humiliation among my peers. I will go to HR with this if necessary. Signed, Randall Pulaski. That sounds familiar. That feels like that might have been something that actually happened. Actually, it kind of did. Now that I think about it, in the first live-action Transformers movie, the guy that did the voice for Bumblebee's got the one line at the end of the movie.
So,
and apparently that was just a test recording. Like, that was the guy's real voice, but he didn't think that they were actually going to use it for the film. Because he said if he thought they would, he would have done a different performance altogether. He would have tried to do like a younger, something a little bit more fitting for a Bumblebee character. But instead, like, Bumblebee's actual voice in the film ended up being like this old British guy. He won his role, one whole line. Yeah, I wonder how much he got paid for it. It was, I seem to remember him being either a competent actor or voice actor. It's been so long, I don't remember now, but I do remember hearing that story. What did it, his like, permission to speak, sir? And then he said something like, if it's all right with you, I'd like to stay with the boy. And that was it. But it was like some old British guy. That was like his real voice. But it wasn't supposed to be. He said, the guy said that was just like a take that he wasn't intending on having it be in the film. I wonder if they even paid him for that. I'd be mad. It's all right, your one line. Get out of here. We ain't using this shit. They don't pay him, and then they put it in the movie anyway.
So I just read this. Welcome to the Ranger Field Training course. The course must be completed in the specified amount of time. When you're ready to start, press the button. Is that all, or?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Obstacle courses.
Well, at least the Bumblebee recorded line wasn't quite like that.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
What am I doing exactly?
"45 seconds remaining."
So I need like pinpoint accuracy. Oh.
"30 seconds remaining."
Not that. Boy, it really does feel like using the Force and like the Force Unleashed. Sometimes I pick up shit that I have no intention of wanting to pick up at all.
"5 seconds remaining."
Like that. Oh, come on.
Force failed. Try again, Ranger.
Come on.
Yeah. Gotta do it again. I feel like I was close. But once again, it's like the, just trying to grab stuff on the fly doesn't always work. I think it'd be better suited if I was actually stopping for a second, letting the highlight, the reticle, actually get on the thing.
Get ready, Ranger. Course starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
You know, Bumblebee was always like kind of the younger, sort of cocky character. So it's like, I don't know, unless you were doing something like late day Transformers.
45 seconds remaining.
Probably should be a little on the younger side sounding.
Congratulations, Rainer.
Congratulations.
This isn't usually part of the course.
One would not think, no.
It's protecting itself. You need to hit it harder to break that shield.
What, we got any like explosive barrels or something? Flammable means the same as inflammable? Oh, the safe. Yeah, I wasn't sure what, when they said house safe, what kind of safe it was going to be. Safe room? Physical safe. Enemies are immune to attacks. Okay, so... Oh, there it goes. Okay. Alright, so left bumper actually has a use now. Shield. Cool. Visually, it's nice. There's a bunch of shit flying around. I mean, there's plenty of holes in the shield, but, you know, as long as it functions well in game. She had the storage space the safe has. I know, right? Especially in Alan Wake. I don't know if you guys are getting to that point where you're running out of room, but I found myself running out of a lot of room in that game and just wanting to have... I mean, in some cases, I guess it didn't happen as much in Wake's case, but definitely with Saga's. Boy, I did not. Even in the shoebox, I was running out of room. I think by the end of it, I ended up having enough. But still, even outside of gameplay mechanics, I would want a safe that basically has another world inside of it. It'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna run over here and see if I can nab some of this health. Good Lord. Oh, jeez. Ah, damn it. Let the guard down too soon. I wonder if you can get an ability that you could throw all those rocks and stuff after you have them up as a shield. Because that would really be the... Oh god, we got put back so far. That'd really be the ticket there.
We need to fix this thing ASAP.
But we did all we needed to do in that one, right? Okay, so we got the shield. This map is confusing. The map is confusing because I think there's alternate levels, but I can't seem to manipulate them. can't switch between the various levels. I don't know if we need to, but yeah, I don't think there's anything here that we need. Got all this taken care of. But was there anything in this section that connects to it? I mean, we got the field training thing. Yeah, I checked at this room, did I? Sector elevator. Yeah, but this isn't open. And there was the other one in the room, but I mean, we got the shield ability now, but I don't think that's going to help. Everything I think would be taken care of in the field training section. The only problem is I don't think I can unlock that door now, maybe? I don't even know if it's necessary, to be quite honest. I don't know. I'm mildly confused, but I think good. Despite the fact that I died, I don't think there's anything else we need to do here. Backrock processing. Okay, whatever. I think I need to go back through here and then get into one of the other sections. Oh, abilities. What? I didn't know that there was an ability menu at the control points. I just thought it was a fast travel location. This probably would have helped. Here I thought that there was going to be something in like the actual menus that I could access, but no, you have to do it at the control points. Okay, fine. Yeah. We've been hitting it up at level 0 for this entire, 3 hours that we've been playing. That's fine. It hasn't set me back that much, I'm sure. Shield strength, launch damage. I think launch might be our go-to ability here. We'll do a little bit of health. I want to do launch, especially 25% to launch damage. Jesus. It's a lot. Ooh, additional weapon form slot. How do I do that? What is this? What is all this stuff? Why were these game mechanics never explained to me? Executive incursion charge maneuvers, using charge, kill enemies in the executive sector. Yeah, better late than never, but it would have been nice if somebody said, oh, and you can modify things at the control points. I don't know, maybe somebody did and I just didn't pay attention. That very well could have happened, but... Oh! Well, here are the other weapon forms. I was thinking we might pick those up, but no, you just have to unlock them at the control point. The control point has everything, apparently. Alright. Sure. Let's see what Shatter does. Upgrade the grip if I had sufficient materials, but I do not. We can also make mods too. That's interesting. Obscured weapon mod, common. What do these do? Oh, just a random mod. Okay. Oh, so they are like, oh, they are. Okay, here I was equating them to like loot boxes. That's essentially what they are. Upgrade to enable higher tier mods. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Why go for common when we can go for uncommon? I don't think I want to do that right now, though. But good to know that it's there. Like, we're getting all these points. I got all this money, and I got nothing to spend it on. Where could we possibly be spending these points at? Okay. 50% of the game mechanics, all just in this one spot. I'm gonna keep going for launch damage, because launch is pretty damn good. We can launch grenades and rockets back at the enemy. Oh, that one's nice. Launch basic enemies when their health is low. Maybe. Oh, that's what I want. Shit. Then I have to, like... Yeah, the launch stuff is really good. Keep it at that. I don't know. The shield stuff, what I want from the shield is I want to be able to launch the debris at enemies, which it looks like you can unlock that, but that would require me using more points than I have right now, and I might just plug another health. I'm going to do that. I'm going to give myself a little bit more health. We'll maybe see about doing the shield thing later. Okay. I'm fine with that. Let's see. Okay. So. Oh, shit.
Director Faden.
You're referring to me by name now, huh? I think this is where we're supposed to go. Let's mosey on through here. Oh, actually, maybe not. No, this just goes back to the janitor's office. Unless we could somehow access... I don't think we can. Again, this is like why the map is confusing. I think there's another section. There's got to be another section. Back through here.
Itching for some real action.
Oh, you don't want that real action. Too much. Okay, here's the other rooms. This is what I saw earlier. Oh, damn. Got rid of them all at once. Shit. I don't know what the hell you are, but don't come any closer than that. Thanks. Okay, we apparently have a new enemy variety. The explosive kind. The good thing is they seem to be able to detonate each other. Bad thing is they come in like huge swarms, so if you're not able to get one of them down pretty fast, then you might get overtaken pretty quickly. Material. Take him out early. Oh, don't like the flying ones. Oh shit. Yeah, I didn't know the explosive ones were coming after me. Thanks. Sometimes get a little hectic. Now that they're throwing different multiples of enemy varieties at me, I'm guessing things are going to get a little more dicey as we go along here. Coolant pumps, and what the hell is this? Furnace chamber. It's awfully bright. I mean, I guess if it's a furnace, but even still. This looks like something out of a dream that I've had. Something about this seems weird. Ooh. Biohazard material. Red door there. I wonder if we can get that open.
My name is Dr. Pierce, lead researcher of the Parakinesiology Department. I believe that I've discovered a Code Omega paranatural entity residing within the Bureau itself, right under our noses. Darling refused to allocate me the budget or resources, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. Let this recording be the proof I need to convince them. The furnace can speak.
It's crazy talk. You're a mad woman.
Listen. Did you hear that? It's a sentient force capable of communicating. I checked and there's no record of ever installing this furnace. I believe that... Oh, sorry. What? Yes, I can feed you. What do you eat? I see. I'll try to find some volunteers.
People. Okay. Yeah, good luck with that. Find some volunteers. Avert your eyes.
By crash, did Ati mean barrels full of hazardous biological material? It looks like I'm breaking some environmental regulations on waste disposal, but if that's what Ati wants, then I'll get it done.
I was wondering what these green barrels were for. They seemed awfully strange. I think what kind of turned you off on Quantum until now. Don't get you wrong, there's elements of it in it, pretty much every Remedy game, but Quantum was heavy on the Matrix slow-mo mechanics. I could see that, yeah. And again, I didn't play too much of it, so... But it... I mean, the whole thing about it sort of was time-based, so I could kind of... I do like time manipulation mechanics, but it is something that's a little bit overdone. The question is to whether or not it was done well, though, because a lot of people do it, they don't do it well. And I don't know, maybe if I had gotten into it a little bit longer, I would have had a better opinion of it, but it was just super heavy on the cutscenes. And it's like, you know, when I started it up, I was wanting to play a video game. And I'm fine with games that have heavy cutscenes, but when there's so much, and then, you know, especially when the prompt came up, like, okay, there's gonna be a 45-minute video that you're gonna have to sit through. I'm like, what? And they said no. Yeah, I'm backing out of this one. You get why it just feels like you're playing a slow game? Probably. It might have been like implementation of it as well. Maybe things, I don't know, would speed up as you go along the course of it. But sometimes, especially with mechanics like that, developers can be a little bit hand-holdy. So it might end up having it drag a little bit more than it probably should. I do wonder, though, if it was the platform, too, because I remember playing it on Xbox One. And even on Xbox One, boy, it looked kind of shitty. So if the visuals weren't that great, I wonder if the performance, was kind of suffering too, because that game had a lot of, I feel like it was trying to do a lot, like from a visual standpoint and, from just a lot of the stuff that's happening on screen. So I wonder if like playing it on a modern either console, if consoles can boost that game, or on PC. Because on PC, obviously, you'd be able to push it a little further, but I wonder if it would make it feel a little bit more faster paced or something, because, you could potentially be playing it at like 60 or 120 FPS. And then like, the visuals would probably not look as jagged and weird. Xenogears Tachu, all about overdone cutscenes. Yeah. Xenogears, I think, is pretty bad. I'm trying to think. I remember, oh god, was it Xenosaga or what? But I do remember playing a Xeno game, and I just remember playing it as a teenager and just being astounded at the length of the cutscenes. Like, I felt like I was sitting, and I probably was, like, sitting down for like 20-30 minutes. I remember this is like back in middle school, I think, when it came out, but it was like that first one for PS2, and I remember telling a kid that was interested in it, I'm like, there's like, is this cutscene that went on, or like, there was like this point in the game where it was, I don't even know if we called them cutscenes back then, but this point in the game where like the story and they were just like talking for like half an hour. It was like watching a TV show or something. They probably do really well right now. I feel like maybe if it, I don't know, Remedy might have made, bit off more than they can chew, in a sense. They might have gone a little bit too far, and performance might have suffered because of it. So potentially on a modern system, it might play a little bit better and feel less sluggish, but I don't know. I'd have to check though, because I own a physical copy, and I would be able to play it on my Series X, and I wonder if it would get a performance boost out of that. If not, I'd hate to buy it on PC, but, in instances where you can actually get a substantial performance boost, I'll double dip on a game, because, getting locked down to a console and it being restrained in a sense, sometimes it's worth getting on an upgraded platform. Anyway, what is this mail to complaint? Hey, Bozer, get this. The accounting department still says they haven't received my expense reports. They say the receipts probably got lost in the mail tubes because of a shift or a threshold or some such fuckery, and that I don't have the originals. They can't verify my expenses for reimbursement. This is such bullshit. Why do we even use fucking tubes if they just spit our mail out in some other goddamn dimension? Just venting here before I make a formal complaint. Useless pieces of shit. Rodriguez. Probably push the envelope a bit. Definitely give it a try now, if they ever brought it over to a new gen. Yeah, I'll have to see if they're, because I am interested in it. Remedy's latest game has reinvigorated my interest, so I'm looking at possibly playing it after I finish this up. But I do wonder if I should stick with the console version I have, or if there is a better means. That's what I'm looking for. I think it was as cheap as like $14 or something on Steam though, so it's not. Especially there's a sale going on right now. It's the autumn, like Black Friday sale, so I wonder if that might not be a bad idea to grab it. Yeah, so bright. Nothing seemed to change with the furnace. Did the door over here open up? No. Maybe that's all we needed to do? Huh. Let's see what we can do with this. Damage boost. Damage against armor. 30%. I don't need 2 of those, I don't think, but that's still pretty good. Shatter recoil efficiency. Fire. I feel like the armor one might be a little bit better. Well, maybe not, actually. Hold on. Because we're never far away from throwing shit at something. So, yeah, just a straight damage upgrade. I feel like that might be a better thing. How do I switch between the forms? Can I do that on the fly, or... I don't know how to do it. Oh. That's what it is. X. Or square, if you're using a PlayStation controller. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like it might be a shotgun. Just from the name Shatter, that's kind of what I assumed it would be, but, I don't know. Guess I'll give it a try here in a sec. Is that a TV? What was that? What was that? It was a TV playing Fire. Still operational, too. Oh. She was able to get up here. It's like she's straight up walking on that ladder. I feel like I'm not supposed to do this, but, like... Okay. There was an item hidden up here. Oh, look, there's another TV playing Fire. Up there. This being the area of remakes, remasters, and ports. The success of Wake 2, keeping your fingers crossed on Quantum. We'll see. It's still owned by Microsoft, so they would have to, like, send off their approval. But, you know, Rockstar approved for Remedy to remake the Alan Wake games, so potentially we could see that. It is available on PC, but I just don't know.
This place is gonna come down.
If you have to go through a specific service or not. I don't think so. I think it is on Steam. I was talking about it being on the sale, but then I had to rethink my choice of words here, because I don't know if it actually was available on there. Yeah, no, I don't know what the climbing animation, like, it wasn't even a climbing animation. Because when I first approached it, she just walked right on up there as if, you know, you would think naturally you'd be able to do it like that, but, and it was, like, really jank, and it felt like I was breaking the physics somehow, but you're still able to get up there, because there was a chest up there. Alright, we've made it to the coolant plant.
Go to ship it. Fix it fast. If the plant goes boom, we can throw the spoon in the core.
Spoon? Roundabout way to get back here.
Old enemy, the clock, is blocking the pipes. You need to deal.
Whoa! It's like something out of Dead Space.
He's trying to sneak in. What would he stand into this trap? Get rid of him.
The hell is that?
I don't know, it's very gross.
Disgusting thing I've ever seen.
I'm sure it smells lovely too. Speaking of unnatural climbing, though, you really have that the OG Tomb Raider trilogy is getting remastered. You and Hike are getting it for each other for Valentine's Day. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I remember when they announced that. I'm like, oh, I'll probably get that. And then I realized that the release date was like next year. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a little further away than I was thinking. Yeah, Crystal Dynamics, similar to Remedy, have just been released as of, what, like 2022 by Square Enix. Square Enix let go, and not like closed down, but they just let go, released from contracts all of their, like a bunch of the studios that they had, including Crystal Dynamics. And Crystal Dynamics is now focusing on making a new Tomb Raider game, which they haven't really announced yet, but they will also do that remaster bundle, which should be interesting. Hopefully they don't tamper with the old formula too much, because those games are perfect. They do not need any sort of tampering whatsoever. If they want to refresh the visuals, fine, but not the game mechanics. Touch the game mechanics, I'm going to be very upset. Anyway, Crystal Dynamics obviously owns the rights to Tomb Raider. They did not create the original Tomb Raiders. That was done by Core. But they own the IPs, so hoping they don't like tamper with things too much. But the original Tomb Raider trilogy is very good. I will say, if you guys are planning on playing through all three of them, though, they get very hard. The way the movement is laid out, which is why I said it was perfect, left untouched, with the tank controls, is very specific movements that you can do to progress through the game, and eventually you learn how to master them. I don't know if you guys have played through them before, but like, if you add any sort of like freeform movement to those controls, try to update it at all, I feel like it would be a lot harder to play through some of those segments. Tomb Raider 2 gets really hard at the end, and Tomb Raider 3 is just like hard throughout.
We need to hurry.
And that game is not very forgiving. I'm kind of lost. Did we actually make it through the entirety of this thing, or what? We're going through the pipe works. Okay, so you guys have played through all of them before. That's good. That's good. You don't think they'll tamper with it too much, other than smooth it out a little bit, so you're not screaming over your 30th attempt at a diagonal jump? You rarely do have to do those. I don't remember even having to do a diagonal jump all too often. The thing is that the jump is perfect. You don't have to even time it. Like, I remember talking to people, and they're like, oh, there's the timing, having to time when you jump, and there's like lag and stuff. I'm like, no, you don't time it. What you do is you walk all the way to the edge, and you use the walk button so you don't actually walk over the edge. You stand as far to the edge as you can, jump back once, run, and then after you press and hold the run button, you just press the jump button. Press and hold the jump button. She'll jump, and she'll make it every time. But some people like want to overcomplicate things. I think we cleared out everything in the coolant pumps. I think maybe we just need to get back here. Must be an energy receptacle somewhere that I gotta plug those into. Otherwise, here we go. Having them here. Yeah, finding all the treasures. Good luck with that. This get very, very complicated once you start. I mean, in the original, I always considered the original the easiest to get into, is the best for newcomers. You know, it's easy to find a lot of the secrets and stuff, but right from the get-go, level 1 with Tomb Raider 2, I mean, if you're doing secrets and stuff, good luck. Not everybody gonna be finding them for right off the bat. Uh-oh. I've kicked the hornet's nest. Let's see if I can find a way to get up onto those other platforms. This works. Oh, and then of course everybody comes down here. Oh shit. It just snuck up on me.
Let's go lift the lockdown.
I do like the fact, despite the fact that this is a shotgun type gun, the shatter modification, it still has long range. I hate the gaming trope, and I don't know, this isn't exactly a hot take, but I still hate the gaming trope that shotguns have to be short range only. I get that it's a gaming mechanic, but in actuality, I mean, a shotgun's got some range on it. People use it for hunting, for God's sake. It's not, you know, you don't get like right up to the deer and shoot it to kill it. You still get range with it. So I like that. Some games, whenever you get a game that has a shotgun that's actually got, you know, some decent range to it, I feel like it breaks the mold a bit. I am appreciative of that. That gross blockage down in the water systems are back. What the fuck is it? And where does it keep coming from? And why the hell does Ida keep yelling nonsense at it? He acts like it can understand him. Of course he acts like we can understand him too. Guess that's just his brand of crazy. I'm gonna try out a new drain cleaner, extreme strength. Better be able to like cross dimensional voids. I do like this gun though. I think the fact that it's got a little kick to it, very nice. And of course, it doesn't quite have the range, but I feel like I don't need to be as precise with my shots. Just look at that. Look, I mean, beautiful shot right there. I wasn't even aiming at his head. Apparently, there was a modification that could tighten up the spread too. So, okay. So now we just have to go back to the control room. Oh, we're not done here yet. Still an enemy? Where? Oh. where the hell did you come from? Oh my god. Okay, they were saving the big one for last. Shit. God damn it. Like I put myself in a bad position for that. Ah, all right. I don't know why it took so long to come out, though. Better hurry it up next time. Oh, wait. Whoa. Hold on. Oh, that just took us out of the coolant pump area. So, I mean, dying still served a perfectly fine purpose because that puts me back near the exit, so I can just leave. I was say, unless one of these doors is locked, but it doesn't look like that's the case. So, yeah, sure, I'll take it. I mean, you know, we probably could have gotten some decent experience or something from that one enemy, but not too bothered. It's that same visual effect in Alan Wake 2. It makes not frustrating per se, but like you can't always rely on your sight when shooting enemies, because then that weird distortion effect pops up and it just makes it hard to focus. That looks like it could do some damage. I don't know what the hell it was, but it's some giant metal thing. See ya. Sure were a lot of them. Why did that explode? Okay, we need to go to control room. You love it just for the series. Any other game would be annoying. It's forgivable. Where is this place? Okay, maybe we could fast travel there, because I don't know where that is on the map. I'm trying to like follow the road map and everything seems like it interconnects and it looks odd. I think it works a little bit better. I don't know. It works fine here. I do think it works a little bit better in Alan Wake though, because Alan Wake feels more like a survival horror. Alan Wake 2 specifically. This obviously wasn't a thing that happened in the original, but in Alan Wake 2, it's more survival horror and you have to be so much more precise with your shots. In this one, it's a minor distraction, but in Alan Wake 2, it's more, I don't know, it kind of more adds to the strategy because you have to like really pick and choose your shots. Whereas this one, you can kind of just spam through it, but still, it's not like a detriment or anything, but it does make shooting enemies harder. Okay, this is the control room. Yes, it is. I'm just trying to think of what was in here because it didn't seem like there was a whole lot. Was there? Might have been a room or something. I don't remember. A room I didn't have access to originally. Oh, we got enemies. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what the hell that was. A grenade launcher or something. I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't think we had access to this before. Okay, so this is different. You said already for how fast Take and Move in Wake 2. You died so much. Definitely ramped up the horror aspect though, so you're super happy with it. Yeah, I'm sure Haikiri's loving that as well too, huh? Yeah, I like that it went more for horror this time though. Because again, I've aired my grievances with the original one. I think the original one's fine for the most part, but it does get a little action intensive, and it does start to get a little draining. I feel like it drags on for a bit. Even though the story is interesting, I feel like the actual like gameplay, not a whole lot of variety to it, and it just feels like you're running through enemies. kind of like midway and then some of the late game stuff. But with the slower pace of the new one, you know, it just kind of has that slow ramp up and keeps the tension high. And I think that works better as a format for the type of game and the type of story that they're going for, as opposed to just kind of making an action thing like this. Next game is Wednesday at 8, usual spot. Hazard owes me $20. Arish, still on fucking win streak. Someone please figure out how he's cheating. Thompson, suspended for a game because of that shady dealing incident. Guy, IOU 60. I brought beers last time, so it's, the hell is that name? Hepstonstel's turn? What's that? He's committed to the story, so he's toughing it out. Well, at least there's that. I do feel like that the story does grab you in a sense, though. Sorry, I gotta send out a slight little text here. Just a sec. Okay. I think we're good. Surrounded. And the melee attack, and I get it. Melee attack probably shouldn't have that much range, but I feel like it, just because of that blast radius, it feels like it should have a little more range than it actually does. I love the retro, like, sort of analog tech that they use here. Doesn't necessarily fit with the sort of Art Deco look of the interior design, but still kind of like fits into that retrograde look.
To protect them, forces contain a lockdown could only be lifted by a directorial override.
Oh, we're still talking.
This is what we came here to do.
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh. It's the service weapon. So it's just like an all-purpose tool, not just a weapon.
That's it. The other sector should be open now.
Nice.
I think it's time I told Emily why I'm here. I'll risk it. You two should get to know each other.
Good fast travel. There's a sector elevator here. Just see what else this section has. Hold on. Let me take a look in the control room one more time. Just make sure there's no logs or anything that I'm missing out on. This does feel like a big room. I think there'll be something in here. But maybe not. Sure are a lot of like papers and stuff. There's a lot of stuff strewn around. No, I don't think there's any collectibles. All right. No, there's an upper level here. Ventilation, janitor's office. Another control point, too. Oh, wait, we've already been to this one. Where am I? Okay, hold on. Maybe I don't want to deal with that. Here we go.
A lot of these questions could be answered by obtaining a live specimen.
Jesse, you made it. And you lifted the internal lockdown.
Let's talk, Emily.
Yes, of course.
Always ready to talk.
Listen, Emily. Screw it. Just tell her. I haven't been completely honest. I have a younger brother, Dylan. When we were kids, we found an old slide projector in Ordinary's landfill. The slides created doorways to other places. Bad things happened. Came through.
That's all she gets. The rest stays locked inside.
But we found help. Through one of the doorways, we met something. A being.
A being? What kind of being?
It's hard to describe, but she helped us. We managed to turn the projector off. The bad things that came through the doorways were gone. After that, your people came. Tried to grab us. I ran away. They got Dylan.
I left him behind.
Bureau agents took your brother?
Yes. You covered it up. No one believed me. I just want to find Dylan. I've been looking for him ever since.
What happened to the slide projector? It sounds like another object of power.
I thought you took it. The Bureau. Along with Dylan.
I've never heard of it. But around here, I assume everything's classified. You know, I looked into the Ordinary AWE case files after you mentioned it. Trench and Darling were both involved. A large area of the containment sector was reserved for it. The case hasn't been active for a long time. I have no idea if anything's still there. Can you tell me more about this being you found?
Let's hope you two get along.
She's been with me ever since Ordinary. In my head. She led me to you. I call her Polaris.
As in a guiding star. Did Polaris know about the hiss?
I'm not. Okay, I gotta get up for a second.
You in here in spite of the lockdown.
I gotta run something out real quick. I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna have to watch it actually after the recording plays, but I'm gonna let it play out instead of like.
Your test results.
If they stop talking or something and I'm not here, sorry.
Incredible, Jesse. Now, cross-referencing them with the database, I found 2 matches in Darling's old classified files. Unfortunately, I can't access them beyond the file codes. But one was P6, referring to a prime candidate for a potential future bureau director. This was logged years ago.
Dylan. Is that Dylan?
The other match is on something called Hedron, which must be connected to these Hedron resonance amplifiers somehow. All I know is that Marshall went to the research sector to secure the HRA production after the Hiss first attacked.
So, Marshall seems like our best lead on Dylan.
I need to go after her. How can I get to the research sector?
Use my keycard. The sector elevator will take you there.
Marshall is the next step. What Emily told me about Ordinary, my powers being connected to things in the Bureau's past. I am so close to something. Do you feel it? Something's coming.
We take turns to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
Okay, hopefully they weren't. This wasn't like a huge pause. I don't even know if I should ask any questions.
Hi, Jesse.
I missed out on something. Okay, so we finally got some new questions to ask. I'm curious about this Ocean View Motel, because we know that that's in Alan Wake 2, but I wonder what sort of purpose it serves here. I mean, outside of what we interacted with earlier.
What exactly is the Ocean View Motel?
That's a bigger question than you might think. You see, I have extreme doubts that the motel is a single place. I mean, look at all the doors inside it. Where do they all go? We know that one door leads to the oldest house, but how come we can only ever open that one door? Maybe to open a door, you have to have entered through it. So if every door leads to a different dimension, plane, reality, whatever you want to call it, then I believe that the motel is firm proof that parallel universes exist.
Does Darling agree with that?
I haven't told him yet. I'm waiting until I can prove it.
Where is Darling?
I keep finding traces of Darling, but still
Keep anyone
can't
waiting?
find him.
Good. Okay.
Where could he be?
But he's usually in his office in research or one of his labs. Dr. Darling has quite a few all around the Bureau. Could be hiding in any one of them. I check myself, but I don't have access to most of them.
Sounds like I touched a nerve.
He didn't let you into his labs?
Not all of them, no. Some had volatile material. It's ridiculous. I mean, this whole place is volatile material. Could have at least thought up a more convincing lie. I mean, how can I work without access to all the data possible?
Yeah, we'll just ask them
Place
all
has a
anyway.
bad habit of moving around, huh?
So you notice the building shifts. Did you know that 39% of Bureau accidents are caused by the shifts? It's true. I ran the numbers myself.
So they're dangerous.
That's not the part that I disbelieve.
Very. Yet one
The
time
statistics.
a shark got shifted into a meeting room along with over 2,000 gallons of water. It was a tiger shark. Darling's pet research project. I forget what he was researching.
How do people work here?
Yeah, I find it odd that they like house all these objects of power and stuff when the place that they're housing him in is very unstable. Seems like a sort of a bad plan, but at the same time, maybe it's the only place they could keep him. I don't know.
You said you're an assistant?
Oh, it's just a title. I'm a scientist, a researcher. I work for Dr. Darling. See, when Bureau agents go out in the field, the sites of altered world events, we study the materials, the altered items they bring back. It's always something we've never seen before, and studying them requires new instruments, methodologies, sometimes entirely new fields of science.
Emily really loves her job.
See, there's no
kidding.
guidebook for what we do here. Everything that happens at the Bureau, including the science, is without precedent.
What can you tell me about control points?
They're nexus points of the oldest house's unique energies. Now, I wrote a 30-page proposal hypothesizing that we could siphon energy directly from them. Darling didn't even get through the first page before he turned it down.
Right. And, has anyone ever used them to teleport around?
What? No. What, I mean, you mean physically? No, not that I've ever heard of. Why?
Because that's how they work for me.
What? Really? Oh my god. More tests.
Let's hold off on the tests until later, okay?
Okay. It's just, wow. I mean, this blows my control point theories right out of the water. I love it.
Apparently.
See you soon.
Be careful out there.
Hope is a funny character. She's very energetic. Very enthusiastic. Okay. So now that we have these other sections are open, but I guess they are different to what's contained here. Oh, maybe we need to take the elevator, actually. That's probably what we need to do. Old Boys Club, find Marshall. Go to the NSC energy converters. Oh, are we not done there then? Interesting. Okay. So energy converters. I guess I'll just teleport right into there. This room again. Shit. I always want to press B or circle to back out, and I forget that you move around with the map, so I keep like dashing away. I would have to assume this game saves automatically. Yeah, I think it does. All right. I think I'm gonna end it here. I actually am really liking it, and I knew I liked this game when I first played it, which is why I stopped playing it. So I was like, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for a stream. But I think, especially due to the fact that it still has a lot connected with Alan Wake 2, I'm getting a kick out of seeing all this other stuff going on. All the little interconnectivity and all that. So good stuff. Good stuff. I'm enjoying it. We'll get back into it. I don't know how frequently I'm going to stream. I would like to maybe do the weekdays this week. We'll see how it goes, though, because I got some stuff I got to take care of, which is why I'm stopping now, too, because I got a little bit of stuff to work on before the night's over for me. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it as always. I'll be back as soon as tomorrow, if not then by Wednesday. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Vale. Thank you, Haikiri. He's gone to bed, but Appreciate you too, as always. Thank you for those raids earlier. Everybody that came in and stuck around with that, thank you guys. But yeah, we'll be back later on this week. I'm going to do a little raid ski with DJ Full. He is, I don't know where he's from. He's something. I think he's South American, but I don't know where from. He speaks English though. But he does a lot of Tomb Raider, classic Tomb Raider custom levels. I think he does like user submitted stuff or just stuff that he finds on the internet. Looks like he's doing Tomb Raider level editor. So he might even be making his own. I don't know. But we'll give him a little raid. And yeah, thank you guys again. Have a good night. We'll catch you all next time. See you, Vale. You take care. Have fun with Animal Crossing. Rest of you guys have a good night. Catch you next time.